It's day 26 of the Rule 100s, and I read 100 minutes today. Sorry about the voice, I'm having some sore throat. But yeah, that's gonna be the last time I'm gonna say like all this day 26 or how many pages or how many minutes I read. Because I realized that nobody gives a fuck about how many pages you read. It doesn't really matter. And what matters is you actually do it, you actually read the book, you just talk in front of the camera, I guess. But yeah, I'm a bit sick today. I don't know why. It's been 3 days and I'm still not recovered. Yeah, I think I gotta go see a doctor. I was sick since Saturday. It's been 2 days now and I'm still feeling the same, a bit of worse. Thought it was COVID, but it's not. But yeah, you on your worst days have to beat them on their best days. Beat your opponent on their best days. Take quote. But yeah, the Southern Art of Not Giving a Fuck. This is one of the best books I have ever read in my life. I can say honestly, it's such an enjoyable book to read. Compared to this motherfucker, like what the fuck is this? I mean, it's a good business book, but in terms of enjoyability, shit, bro. And thinking fast and thinking slow, that book is shit too. I mean, maybe I'm just dumb and I can't understand it, but simplification is the best, man. Mark Manson is a really good writer because he makes it so easy to read for people, like for people like me, or maybe for people like in Africa that only know simple English. It's so easy to read. It's so easy to understand. Maybe it's just my mindset too, because I guess I am not really giving a fuck that much anymore. But I resonate with like almost everything he says in this book. There are a few things I don't agree about, which are like he has the concept about good values or bad values. I guess his his opinion on the the fact that being positive is a bad value, that trying to be positive it's a bad value. It's, I guess maybe he's trying to say that it's not always good to escape your problems by trying to be positive. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. But sometimes being positive can help to solve your problems, at least my problems in my life. But yeah, I mean, I can't expect everything to be perfect. And yeah, I mean, even if I'm sure he as a book writer, he will want people to criticize him so he can know where he can improve on, because you can always be better. You can always be better. And if you can be perfect, life would be meaningless. Life would be meaningless because there's no room for improvement. God gave us the chance to improve, to chase after something. You know, God or whatever, whatever species is controlling us. You never know. I could be a lab experiment. We could all be lab experiments, and there could be people up there, their computers trying to figure out why this guy thinks this way, why this guy thinks that way, why does he do this, why does he do that. I think like that sometimes. It's the power of thinking big. But yeah, this book is so good. Like, guys, pick this book up right now. The Southern Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And I guess I like his book because he gives a lot of he writes about a lot of interesting stories. One of it was like Pete Best and then General Onoda. Like there was this Japanese soldier, it was like 1944, 1945, and the World War II was still going on. It was before the atomic bombs. And then this general, he and a few people were sent to Philippines to fight off the American wars. And they were given a direct order to not surrender at all costs. And they were willing to do that. So they fought with the American soldiers, they were like, I mean, they knew it was a suicide mission from the start because only 4 or 5 of them. And they went into a guerrilla warfare where they hid in a jungle. And yeah, they fought. Long story short, they fought. And one day the atomic bombs they dropped, and Japan surrendered. After they surrendered, U.S. troops they went back home, and these Japanese soldiers they were still there thinking that there was a war to fight. This general was still so loyal to his Japanese empire. the loyalty was still there. It wasn't lost because he was given direct orders. And it wasn't until like 25 years, quarter of a century of like killing innocent civilians and people trying to give flyers to them saying that the war is over, because he thought it was a trick for the Americans used to for them to surrender. Almost 25 to 30 years. I mean, imagine 30 years of your life living in the jungle, living off insects and rodents. I mean, for an empire for 30 years. I'm 19, bro. I'm not even 20 yet. I don't turn 20 until October. And he lived 30 years in the jungle. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. To be exact, 27 years, but imagine, bro. Imagine. Even I feel like the 19 years I lived in my life have been so long, but I know for a fact that it's gonna be very short now, because once you start working, time just starts to fly. Even my dad told me yesterday, he's like, no, time's gonna fly now, man. For a while, you could be 21, you could be 22, 23, 24, 25, you could be 30, and you could be 40 soon. You know, time flies when you're working, when you're trying to advance your career. But, you know, I'm gonna focus on being a boss, being an entrepreneur first. If you're working, then maybe it's a different story. But yeah, Salor, I'm not giving a fuck. The stories are amazing. The stories he writes are about amazing. The words he uses are so simple to understand. Just an amazing writer, man, this guy. Mark Manson is the G. He's the fucking G. And yeah, this book is really good. I think I might even read it a second time. Like after I read this, I'm gonna read it again, because it's so enjoyable to read. I've never read a book that a self-help book that is so enjoyable to read. I mean, how to influence friends and influence people, that's second behind this. But yeah, this book was so enjoyable. And third maybe is the 48 Laws of Power. Interesting too. But yeah, this book is so nice to read. Yeah, I mean, the Japanese story just tells you, like, based on the values you have, you can do, I guess, extraordinary things. And based on how I interpreted it, he was willing to stay in the jungle for 25 years, kill innocent civilians for 25 years, and then he only surrendered because another dude named Suzuki, Japan too, he was a adventurer, a hippie kind of dude, and he went in the jungle to look for this Onoda guy. So I mean, because you know, Japanese, if you speak Japanese, you're gonna get trusted more. So yeah, he went to find this guy because he was curious about the story of Onoda. It was a legend. It was an urban legend. Yeah, they found him, and this dude, and yeah, this dude was also like his values was like, it was stupid things. He wanted to meet this dude, and then he wanted to like find a bondable a panda, and I forgot what, some stupid thing, you know, some stupid shit that hippies do. Yeah, and Mark's point was that yeah, suffering is inevitable. Suffering will happen to all of us, but we get to choose why we suffer. We get to choose the problems that we get to suffer for. Not only the problems, but the meaning we give to the suffering. We can change that based on our values. If we change our values, then we can act on those values, and yeah, because you are who you are, what your values are. And if you're a person that values humility, you always think about that frame from a humility perspective. And yeah, it's very profound. But at the same time, I don't want to brag, but it is a little bit like common sense to me, because always had these thoughts growing up. Like, not always had these thoughts, but I guess I went through it myself. I thought about it in my room, like every time, like, oh, what's the meaning of life? And I realized the more I thought about it, then the more I was flexing that muscle. It's like going to the gym. Just gotta flex it every single day. And one day you just get good at it. And yeah, I mean, of course, still have a lot of things to learn, and I'm probably missing some things here. But yeah, one of my values is I like learning, and I know for a fact that there's unlimited things to learn in this world. And even if I live for a million years, I would never learn everything. I guess the people in the computers made it in a way where we can learn every single thing. And even if I could, I wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't learn every single thing. Because the meaning would be gone. Your life would have no meaning if you knew the truth to the world. It would have no meaning. At the same time, I'm thinking like that maybe God shouldn't exist, because God must be miserable. He must be thinking like, oh, I know everything. But it's a curse to know everything. It's a curse to know everything, because there's nothing left to know. There's nothing left to know. If that God was someone that loved to learn, and he realized that, oh, it's all like that, there's nothing left to learn. That would be a miserable existence for him, even though he's a God, and most people would die to be in his position. But yeah, his values are different, and the way he measures himself, the metric he uses to measure how happy he is different. So one person can have a Bugatti, and he values the Bugatti, but if you gave me a Bugatti, I'll be like, it's just a car. It doesn't really matter. So it really depends on what you value. And yeah, I value learning, so I know for a fact if I do know everything, my life would be meaningless, and I wouldn't want to know everything. I would always want to be at the edge and know that I'm being uncomfortable, and be in a place where I don't know everything. Not I don't know anything, but I don't know much there, because that's where you can learn the most. Being in the beginner's mindset. And I think it's part of being young. It helps, it slows aging too, because it engages the neuroplasticity in your brain. It just makes you learn more, because the more you learn, the younger you become, because as you grow older, you stop learning and you just decay. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be like that. Fuck, sorry. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I'm a bit cold now, man. Stop making excuses, bro. Stop making excuses. But yeah, this is what I think about this book. It's like I'm only like 80 pages in, and I'm loving every single page of this. This is amazing. Mark Manson, you're the fucking man. Thank you for writing these books. And yeah, I'm not even gonna say it. I'm just gonna act it out the next video. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh yeah, and I forgot to address the videos I made yesterday. I said that I actually just posted it just now, because I didn't have time to post it yesterday. But yeah, basically it said like that I should read 100 minutes a day before making a video. I mean, I think it's kind of stupid, because I should post my failures as well. I should post the days where I don't know what to say, and I should think of something creative, not just like buy the book and say day 25 or read 100 minutes. It's boring. It's boring. I know you guys don't want to see that either. So yeah, I gotta change. I gotta think of a different way. And if you guys want to start your own channel, just start, and then think from there. You have to start first, and only you think about optimizing it, because most of us spend 20 years of our life thinking about making the first move. But you could just make the first move now and think about it later. Of course, there is a balance to this, and life is yin and yang, full of gray areas. You have to know how to balance it. Tai Chi, life's a balance tree. Take it easy. See you.